Glory to Jesus Christ. Today is Friday, April 11th, the 40th day of the fast, and we've come to a conclusion of the fast in 2025. Of course, ahead of us is still Lazarus Saturday, Palm Sunday, and Holy Week, and of course, Pascha. But hopefully this year, St. Silouan, by the grace of God, has helped us to at least acknowledge that we have to fight pride and emulate those who have given us examples of humility, especially Christ, and the saints of the church who have given us examples to follow. So as we come to our conclusion of this series this year, we're going to jump to the end of the chapter on humility in the book Orthodox Spiritual Life, according to St. Silouan the Athonite. And we'll be reminded first of what the last sentence of what we heard in yesterday's video was. The only way to attempt to acquire Christ-like humility is to wage a bitter and lifelong war against pride. So it's with that thought that we continue and finish our readings this year from St. Silouan. No matter how bad things may seem, and regardless of how distant one may feel from the grace of God, it is essential that the believer never lose hope, as did Judas. Those deep and dark moments of despair inevitably pass away, even though they may seem to last forever. It is Christ who is in complete control of his creation and not the evil one, as we would have us think. The Lord, in his mercy, cares for all creation, and he beholds every struggle of all his children. St. Silouan alludes to this as he admonishes his reader. To all who may find themselves in the misfortune which overtook me, I write now, stand fast, hope firmly in God, and the enemy will not keep ground. By the grace of God, I know that the Lord mercifully cares for us, and not one prayer is lost with God. One must never forget that in those very difficult moments of the spiritual struggle, divine comfort is always close at hand. Just at the moment when one feels he is about to break under the pressure of despair, he somehow finds new strength from God. It is interesting to note that Elder Sophrony emphasizes that this help comes suddenly. Despair, when accompanied by persistent prayer, is always not only followed by divine consolation, but actually leads also to great joy, light, and new life in Christ. This, then, is St. Silouan's teaching on humility. It is a message most pertinent for today. The depths of despair engulfing the world, both on an individual basis as well as collectively, is overwhelming. The great revolutions in science and technology, as well as the philosophical and ethical liberation of the post-Christian world, seem to have deepened man's overall sense of despair rather than alleviating it through a false sense of freedom and security. The present era could very well be termed the age of despair. Many are astonished at the decline in the overall moral fabric of society. The commonly accepted ethical standards of yesterday have now been lost forever. Every segment of society seems to be affected by and even contributes to these tremendous upheavals of today. In the face of the rampant impiety and immorality which is encountered first on a personal level within one's own heart and then extends to society at large, many find themselves falling into despair. This is why St. Silouan's teaching is attracting so much attention today. He offers hope to a world plunged in the hell of despair. A stark contrast comes to mind between the hell of Dante, all you who enter herein abandon hope, and that of St. Silouan, keep your mind in hell and despair not. St. Silouan provides hope, pointing the way toward the acquisition of true humility. Christ-like humility is the only way to contain the widespread evil corrupting the world today. Each believer must begin with himself, searching the depths of his own heart. This is where he personally combats the demonic forces of pride. So do not despair and do not give up hope. We'll read two texts from the Triodian today. The first points to us as Lazarus is about to be raised from the dead. Christ is at the door, so do not be sad, O Bethany, for he will change your sorrow into joy by raising from the tomb Lazarus, your offspring, who sings his praises. And that text fits beautifully into what we just read from St. Silouan and humility. And then the last text we will read is the last of the 40 days. And it says, having completed the 40 days that bring profit to our soul, we beseech thee in thy love for man, grant us also to behold the holy week of thy passion, that in it we may glorify thy mighty acts and thine ineffable dispensation for our sakes, singing with one mind, O Lord, glory to thee. May you all have a blessed celebration of the raising of Lazarus tomorrow, a joyous Palm Sunday, a productive and fruitful Holy Week, and a joyous Pascha. Glory to Jesus Christ.